Hello, 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 my beautiful dancing unicorns. Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to AG University Podcast. It is I, your professor at Anna Grace Newell on all platforms, and now at AG University Podcast. On Instagram, I'm sharing tons of really just more Akashic Records readings, information on that page. So if you're interested in that, check me out there. Also, if you're new here, hi, I'm Anna Grace Newell. I'm a clairvoyant medium, Akashic Records practitioner, intuitive guide. If you don't know what the Akashic Records are, angel readings. That's a really good, easy way to summon, just wrap it all up into one term. Today, I am so excited to just do a solo. I'm finally not traveling or going a million miles an hour. So I'm just at home doing some meetings. I actually just got off of another podcast interview and I was like, you know what? I already got my hair and makeup on. I'm on a roll. I feel like I was just really tapping in, feeling super connected. I'm like, it's time to hop on AG University Podcast and give the people what they want, what they need. I did put a little question box on my stories, so I'm going to take a peek at some questions you guys submitted. I always love to keep this super conversational because I always want to really give you the most amount of value possible. Like if you take time to listen to my podcast, I want to make sure I answer your questions or give you whatever information that you need. So thank you as always for being here. I want to go ahead and kick off this podcast with a little angel card reading. I haven't done one of those in a minute, and they are my favorite, my unicorn cards. They are oracle cards and they're super fun, and they're really just like intention or a word. So I'm going to do that. And my newsletter is I'm now going to be sending out group readings here and there in my newsletter. So I'm recording a video after this doing a group reading just for the newsletter. So when you open it, it's a video of me and you're just like hanging out at my house as if I was doing a reading or a one-on-one with you. It's just so you guys can get a little feel for the work. And I'm going to be speaking on the energetics of the month and just what's going on, in the cosmos. This is a school of the cosmos. And I know as much as I talk about the cosmos, I do think a common misconception is that I know a lot about astrology. I actually don't. But I believe the Akashic Records are in the cosmos. So that's kind of my connection to the cosmos. Anyways, but I know people are always like, okay, you know a ton about astrology, right? And I'm like, actually, I kind of do. I'm a Cancer. I know enough about it, but yeah, I like to give you guys a little bit of my own personal Akashic Records breakdown of the energy of each month, because there's so much good information that's always going on in the Akashic Records. So you guys join my newsletter. That's also where my scheduling link, if you want to schedule with me, goes out there. All sorts of stuff. Also, okay, so we had 2 people from the Costa Rica trip cancel. I seriously was promoting it 10 months before. I mean, basically a year away. So I figured there was going to be some scheduling conflicts or people who were on a fertility journey or just lots of things going on. So 2 people canceled, which you will be missed. Those 2 who canceled, I'm sorry you can't be with us, but this opened up 2 more spots for anyone listening who wants to come to Costa Rica with me. It's my first in-person. You're going to spend 6 days with me. And as much as this is a retreat or a vacation, this is going to be a very transformational situation for everyone involved. I am doing a lot of, it's going to be group readings. I'm going to be teaching you so many practices and tools. I feel it's so important to pull you out of your environment, your day-to-day. Our environment has so many natural cues for us to do things. And so it's really cool and really amazing. I've been on a couple of retreats and I understand how transformational they are, and just to really pull you out of your natural day-to-day environment. And you'll be with me for 6 days, and we'll start our day off. I'll be talking you through guided meditations live with me. It's going to be very, very powerful. And I know that you're going to come back from the retreat feeling like a different person. My goal is to connect you with your highest self that whole 6 days. So then when you leave me and you go back home, you know how to connect with your higher self. It's all about teaching you physically hands-on, my hands on you, to connect to your intuition and to show you what that really looks like. So I haven't done a whole lot of promotion. I was super fortunate the retreat almost sold out without even me having to promote it. But we did have a couple of spots come available, and stay checking back I'm planning on doing another retreat. I'm looking to get an even bigger one going so that it can be more cost effective with more people. Obviously, you can do things in bulk. This is a 20-person cap, and I know we had so many people that wanted to come. So there is more retreats underway on top of live events that have just been swirling per usual, but this one is for sure signed, sealed, and delivered February 2024. I had to think about that for a second. I'm gonna link it in the show notes, but I would absolutely love to have you. Also, we're gonna have so much fun. We're gonna do like dance parties every day. I'm gonna teach you dance activations. I'm gonna teach you how to activate your chakras. This is gonna be, you're gonna come back with a lot of information. I have so much information inside of my brain. It's just like when I come on the mic, it's just a water hose. I'm just water hosing all with information, but I do credit most of it to the Akashic Records. It just kind of like flows through me naturally. But you guys will be in that state with me for a full 6 days. So 6 days, we can be doing some serious transformation. And I can't wait for everyone that's already signed up. I just can't wait to hug you and kiss your sweet face. But anyways, that'll all be linked in the show notes. And as if a slot comes open or anything changes, I'll send out some information in the newsletter. Oh my gosh, wait, one more thing, but this one's really fun. I am going to be doing a giveaway for a free Akashic Records reading. I try to do them like every 6 months or so, and now is a good time because July I'm going to be slowing down a bit. It's my 30th birthday. Cancer queens, happy birthday to my cancers. It's my 30th birthday, so I am going to be traveling a good bit. I got to see my family. I got to go see all the people. My sister's having another baby. You guys, it was so crazy and unexpected. She literally just had a baby. She said, "Oh, I'm having another baby." So I gotta go see a lot of people and hug on them, but it'll be a good time because I'm not scheduled for as many readings. And so I was like, you know what? I could just enjoy the downtime, but no, I said, this would be a good time to do a giveaway. So I want to schedule, because I know there are some people that want to do readings and maybe it's not in your budget at the moment, or maybe you just there hasn't been availability. I always want to keep some one-on-one AG flowing with my AGU community. So listen up. All you have to do is follow at AG University Podcast on Instagram and leave a comment here and just let me know something that you liked or an insight, or you could just say love ya and I'll just say love ya so much. So whatever it is, if you could leave a comment and follow on AG University Podcast, we will be picking a winner in July and you'll be doing a reading very shortly. Yeah, after it. You won't even really have to wait. It'll probably be like 2 weeks or so from announcement. So free 1 hour Akashic Records reading with me. Yay! Okay, I think that's everything. I know there's a lot of announcements, but all of this stuff is like fun and exciting. I want to also let you guys know, when we first started the podcast, the intention was always to do a season break. And so like a school's out for summer, I got to stay on theme. I always commit to a theme. So school's out for summer. This is going to be the school's out for summer podcast. I know, don't be sad, you guys. I'm only taking a few weeks off. We'll be back for fall semester. We'll be back in the swing of things. When we initially started the podcast, the intention was always to take off July for my 30th and kind of make that our season break, because most podcasts split into seasons. I'm still figuring this whole podcast thing out. But before, I was like, you know what? I think I could just roll through and not even take a season break. But then Austin and I decided to move not once, but twice this summer. So I am going to need a couple weeks off for our next move that's coming up soon. And also I'll be out of town. So I'm going to give the team a little bit of a break too. Everybody takes a little bit of time off to travel in the summer on Team AG. And, I always want to have really happy, healthy employees. So I want to thank you guys for being here it's been since we launched October, November. Can't even believe it's June. Y'all been with me this whole time. So I love you. Okay. I know this has been already so much chit chat, and I usually just like to get right into the meat of it. Okay. I am shuffling my angel cards. Let's just see. What do they need to know? Oh, this is a good card. This is the trust card. If you guys are watching on YouTube, I will show you my beautiful angel cards. I'll link the angel cards that I use in the show notes. They're the most pretty unicorn cards, but trust. Leap into the unknown, have faith and move forward, and believe you will fly. I also feel like this card is speaking to me as well. Okay, here we go. Trust card, everybody. Your soul is calling on you to take a courageous leap of faith and launch into the unknown. You know deep down that you cannot stay where you are, doing the same things in the same way any longer. You know it is time for change. It is time to get out of your comfort zone, to expand and to explore. Yet a part of you is hesitating. You feel as if you are at the edge of a cliff, not fully believing that when you take the leap, your wings will appear and you will soar. You may be putting off what you know you need to do. You may be avoiding things that scare you and making excuses to stay in your comfort zone. This winged horse wants you to know that she is here to support you and it is safe for you to make this change. She reminds you that you have free will and you can make this choice. You can give in to fear, stay where you are, and never find out what else is out there for you. Or you can have the courage and faith to take a risk. It is time to choose your dreams. Allow yourself to get excited about leaping into the unknown. Let go of control and choose a life of surprise. It is time to throw caution to the wind. Be courageous and trust. When you are brave and take a leap, your wings will appear and you will soar. You will soar, baby. Also, these are unicorn cards, so whenever it says winged horse, I also like to think it's a representation of angels or whatever you believe. God, source, there is always someone watching over you, whatever your belief system is. And just to give you guys a little bit of interpretation of that card on my end, I was just on a podcast and I was talking all about how the universe rewards bravery. The universe rewards bravery. That's actually kind of a tongue twister. I was trying to say it 2 times for dramatic effect, but it was actually kind of hard to say a couple times back to back. But it does. When you are brave, when you do the thing that you are most scared to do or the thing that you've been putting off the most, it's always that thing. It's always the thing that we are supposed to do. It's the thing that we don't want to do the most. And that's just how it goes. And I don't know why. There's some fear, there's something there. And I can give you guys so many examples of my life that I feel that way. Like recently, this is a silly little example, but it's just something that this quote came up for me. I kept thinking like, I really need to quit drinking coffee. I really need to quit drinking coffee. I need to like stop drinking caffeine and I just kept feeling that way, like my intuition. And there's a couple reasons actually. I do feel caffeine whenever I do energy work. I never drink caffeine because I always like to stay super connected, and caffeine, it can almost kind of sever our connection to our higher self sometimes. I wouldn't say like 100% of the time, but if you know what I mean, when you kind of get in that like super go state, you're just like doing tasks, you're like doing laundry, you're like doing all the things, but are you really like super connected to yourself and being really intentional? You're kind of just like crackhead vacuuming, you get like super caffeine jacked up, which is fine if you're just doing a task. But if we're constantly staying in that state of like go, we're not making space for the things that we really need to do, right? Anyways, I kept feeling like, Anna Grace, you need to get more settled and quit drinking caffeine. And, I knew I needed to limit it or cut it out because I really wanted to get more intentional with my morning routine and meditating and all these things that I've actually been doing the past couple of days. And let me tell you, I feel amazing. But it was funny because I kept thinking like, this is something I really need to cut out, but it's also something I really don't want to because I like having a little caffeinated zing, a little buzz. And I feel like that's how it goes. It's like the thing that you don't want to do, whether it's working out or eating healthier, cutting out gluten. I'm like personally attacking myself right now. It's the thing that we need to do the most in order. It's like what our body really needs, but we don't want to do it. So I want you to just check in with yourself and ask, what is one thing that I absolutely have been avoiding or I don't want to do? Is this something that I actually really do need to do? Because there are so many times that I'm just like, hey, higher self, I'm not listening to you. I want to just drink caffeine and zing around town and listen to music and bebop, which is fine sometimes. But there are things that we need to do. And it's oftentimes cutting out those things or going to the gym or signing up and, doing some public speaking, doing something crazy that you're like, wow, I'm bold. Those are the moments that really move the needle of your life, of your trajectory, of your purpose, connecting you with yourself. So I know that was like a silly small example, but it actually feeds into something bigger. I also kept feeling like my intuition was telling me that I needed to quit drinking coffee. And I told Austin that like specifically coffee. It wasn't just the caffeine thing. I was just like, coffee is not hitting right lately. It's just like been, I don't know. I haven't been feeling good. Like I went to Starbucks and I felt super dizzy. And then I told you guys, I think I talked about this on Amanda's podcast, and then I found out I was allergic to coffee beans. So Listen, our intuition is always telling us what we need to do. Sometimes we just ignore it. And I was like, no, I want to go to Starbucks. Nah. I shouldn't have been doing that because I was getting hives. I legitimately had hives on my neck a few times. Like at some point, maybe May, April. I'm not really sure. Apparently, there's some like mold that grows on coffee beans. There's things. If you're drinking coffee, try to look for organic, like actually look for some good sourced coffee, because that could be a thing too that I could be allergic to. We don't know. Right now though, I am going on a caffeine-free journey, which is crazy. Everyone's like, you can drink matcha, you can do all the things. I'm like, no, I'm taking this as a sign. I've already been feeling that I needed to cut it out, and I am officially on a caffeine-free journey. I've been drinking dandy tea. There's lots of good alternatives out there, but that's one of the good ones that I got from my business mentor who I'm working with right now. And I wanted to tell you guys about that because I've never done a mentorship. I've never done any type of like high level coaching, and I'm working with a girl named Nicole. I'm going to bring her on my podcast. She is amazing. She's a clairvoyant medium as well. I'm going to talk about a couple of things that have just been coming up in my life. But working with Nicole has been really amazing. We got connected, actually. We were both featured in a women's health magazine all about lucky girl syndrome. And we were both tagged in this article together, and I hit her up and was like, oh my gosh, how cool, we were tagged in this article together, like go us, we were in a magazine, yeah. And then we started talking, connecting, and then I realized she was doing a mentorship, which since I have just now started sharing my readings and everything that I'm doing publicly, there was years where I was doing it privately and also being an influencer. I wanted to work with someone who's been in this space, in the spiritual, energetic space she's been in there for a few years before me, and she's built business structures to support her energy practice. And let me tell you, doing the Akashic Records or mediumship, it's super niched content. I only know a few people in my life that are like in this realm. And so I wanted to know like how many readings or how many things can I actually do to support my energy without being totally depleted, or how can I structure this or connect with people, or set up my wait list to hold more people. There was a lot of logistic things. I'm just good at just showing up and connecting with people. That's definitely my superpower. Now, building a business around actually supporting my energy was where I wanted to go. And I'm like, I want to connect with someone. And the universe literally brought her to me because we were tagged in this article together. And I was like, wait, who's this girl? I need to know her. She is so just grounded and out there and loud and proud. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm claiming. So I've been working with a mentor, which is, yeah, like I said, it's super new. I've always been very self-taught in all aspects. And I think that's awesome. But I also think it's cool to find mentors and people that inspire you and connect with people that are walking the path that you want to walk. And this is also just like giving me a light bulb. I totally left this open to be like a light bulb podcast, but there's this podcaster that I've discovered. His name is Leo Skeppy. Okay, I found him on TikTok. I don't know much about this person. He could totally be like a TikTok controversial person. You never know with TikTok. I don't know, but I think his podcast is just so raw. And he said he posted this podcast the other day about, getting criticism or getting any type of negative feedback or anything. And he said, he's like, unless the person has what you want or what you're striving for, like why would you ever listen to them or take any or accept their negative feedback? Like they're obviously just trying to steal your shine. He said, you only need to discredit something when you are intimidated by it. And I was like, oh, okay. So I kind of like that, you guys. If anybody's ever given you any flack, any feedback. And also, he also said the people who are the loudest are the most intimidated. So yeah, I want you to just sit with that, swish that around. I wrote that down because if you're doing anything, you're stepping outside the box, you're building a business, you're doing something outside of the norm. One, there are going to be people who do not understand your vision. They don't see the vision that you're carrying, and that's okay. That's fine. We're gonna bless and leave. Then there's gonna be people who give you some crap. Those are the loud people. But I liked this because I like that it's the people that are giving you crap. They're intimidated. They're intimidated that you are putting yourself out there, that you are doing the thing that they're too afraid to do, or you're saying the thing that's challenging them. Because that's where the growth is, you guys. that is where the growth is. And I've been obsessed. Yeah, his podcast is super great. I'll link it. Like I said, I don't know I don't know a whole lot about him. I'm not sure if we align on every single beliefs or whatever. I don't know about he's like more of a fitness person, so I'm not sure if we would align on like the fitness health, but his spiritual perspective around getting hate and allowing ourselves to reclaim our power just by knowing like, hey, people who are giving us crap, they're actually intimidated. I liked that. I was like, yeah, because you are a powerful being. You are a powerful creature. And if somebody is trying to give you any negative feedback, a family member or something, it's because you're stepping into your power and they were too afraid to step into their power. They were too afraid to walk the path that you are walking. And I know that everyone that's listening to this podcast has some type of unique purpose, path, passion, something that sets them different and sets them on fire. Like, we are here to be lit up and to create from passion and love and play and all these beautiful places. And there are so many people who are not going to walk that path. And maybe they see you and they want to tear you down because they never felt that spark. They never felt that light that you carry. And so just know that that is such a gift. And I went off on such a tangent, but it was the word mentor that made me go here. It's that you only allow yourself to get feedback from people who love you, who support you, who respect you, and who you respect them. Don't allow yourself to take criticism from people who are just randomly dumping stuff on you, because it's like, no, we're only taking feedback. And here's the thing, no one that you love and that cares about you is going to be shitting on you, okay? And if they're doing that, then maybe we need to reevaluate. But I loved how it was like allowing ourselves to set up who we're actually telling our goals and our dreams and our visions to really the people that get it, to the people that also dream big, to the people that are also doing things outside of the box, because that's really where you're going to find this actual connection and acceptance and peace with what you're doing, right? We're not out here trying to tear people down or have other people tear you down. Those things are going to always be going on, but just remember that you carry this light, and this light is so bright, and people who also wish they had that, they want to try to steal that sparkle. Don't let them steal your sparkle, okay? Everybody, I want you to be the most sparkly dancing unicorn people have ever seen, and you're going to be untouchable. I keep saying that. I'm like, I am untouchable. You cannot touch me. You cannot touch me. I am here to sparkle and I shine, okay? Just a quick little pep talk. I was really inspired. That's something I've just been listening to recently that also segues into a reading that I did for myself. And I want to tell you guys a little bit too. So this past weekend, since we had been moving so much in Italy and traveling and Joshua Tree and and then moving and so many things, you guys, you've been on this journey with me. I had not been doing as many readings for the last 2 or 3 weeks. And I also typically do like personal readings. Like I just go into the Akashic Records for myself, all of the things. So I realized this past weekend that I was so grumpy on like Friday or Saturday. It was also a new moon. It was a new moon of Gemini. Like I said, I'm still trying to learn more. Astrology is truly like learning a whole new language. But it was a new moon in Gemini, and my mentor Nicole told me all about it. It was all about like relationships and friendships and things with yourself, and basically what makes you feel connection. Really is the theme, connection. Anyways, so I was like, I have not done as much spiritual work lately. I've been meditating, but not doing, the Akashic Records, all the things. And Friday rolled around. I was so grumpy. Oh my gosh, I was so grumpy. I didn't know what it was. I truly was like, it was almost to the point too where I'm like, am I about to like pick a fight with Austin right now because I'm in a bad mood? Is it one of those like, I'm tired, cranky, grumpy, like, I don't know what's going on. So we ended up going to the beach, and I went into the Akashic Records. And once I did that, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, like this is home. I am home. I feel so connected. It's really just all about connecting to a higher power, whatever that looks like for you. For me, it's Akashic Records. For you, it could be spin class, whatever. But I was like, oh my gosh, just the feeling of connecting with a higher vibration and just like setting intentions. It just completely changed the direction of my day. So I'm also here. I'm going to teach you guys how to open the Akashic Records, because you come out of it like euphoric. Like I'm like, I love life again. That's right. Because it's like you're seeing everything through this lens of love and only love. That's the only thing that exists on that plane. So I come out of it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I am feeling so good. I'm back. And it really gave me this perspective of like, I was feeling so frustrated. That was the word. Like everything was frustrating me. There was so many things happening at work. Everyone was needing a response from me. I was just feeling very overwhelmed and it was making me grumpy and grumpy towards Austin. And I was like, I don't want to be grumpy. Like, ah. But you know, when you're just like, oh, I'm trying so hard to like, come on, get myself going and like happy. But sometimes, you know, we are humans. Like we're going to have off days. That's totally fine. But I was just having an off day for like no absolute reason. And I was like, I want to have a good day. So, but it got me thinking. I was feeling so frustrated and grumpy and all of the things. And I had been away from the Akashic Records for a couple of weeks. And I realized like, hey, that's my purpose. My purpose, and they always show me, is to teach. My purpose is to teach. And whatever that looks like, whatever it is you guys need to learn, like I am here to teach people how to connect to their highest self and their intuition. Like that's my superpower. That's what I'm here to do. Well, I had gotten far away from that. I hadn't been connecting to the Akashic Records. I hadn't been going in and getting messages. I hadn't been doing as much of that work. And I was feeling frustrated for no reason other than I was not in alignment. That's another human design term too, you guys. If you haven't done your human design profile, oh my gosh, you have to. It's my human design app, not an ad. Wish it was. You can check out your not self theme, which will be like frustration, bitterness, something. It's an emotion that you feel when you know that you're not on a path of alignment. And I started thinking about how like frustrated and angry and grumpy I felt. And I'm like, wow, that's what it's like when I'm not living in alignment. And that's what it's like for so many people that maybe aren't doing the thing that they're here to do, whatever it is, their purpose. And I was like, you know what? I know there are so many people, and this goes back to this trust card, like trust that if you jump, you're going to fly. I promise. Because would you rather just walk around and be grumpy and angry and out of alignment because you're so scared to show people what you truly want to do? At that point, you're just like, you're torturing yourself. And I was like, maybe that's why there's so many angry people in this world. You think everybody's just walking around out of alignment, all angry and stuff? It was a weird thought. And I don't know if you guys can catch me there or you're going there with me, but like stay with me. That like, what if sometimes we just feel angry or frustrated with ourselves because we're not listening to the guidance that's coming from within us or our higher self or whatever it is, God, universe, source, angel, like we're just not listening. So we get to this place where we're frustrated and then we're mean to our partner and then it just like ripples out, right? But why aren't we doing the thing? Why are we ignoring? Why are we not listening? For me, it was that I was not making space for it. I was not making space for my gifts, for me time, for me. And that was making me grumpy. And so that's where I want to create a checkpoint with you. Like, where are you holding yourself back or not making space for you to listen to your path of alignment? And also, if it's just you're scared to try something new or to step outside the box or to walk a path less traveled, would you rather be a little scared and then do it, or just be angry and grumpy and frustrated? I'm like, no, we don't want that. We want to be dancing unicorns. I've never seen an angry dancing unicorn. So I was not making space for me, for my gifts, to do readings, to get grounded, to do all these things. And I realized, I was like, wow, light bulb. Making space is what I want to talk about in this episode, because making space is something that shows up in every aspect of your life. Okay, let me try to break this down for you. Whatever it is that you're doing, first of all, I want you to think about on the physical plane, your time. What is it that you want the most right now? Say it out loud. Think to yourself, what do I want the most right now? What am I manifesting right now? And then I want you to ask yourself, am I truly making space for this? Am I truly doing something every single day? Am I actively scheduling 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes in my calendar every single day to move the needle in some way? Or am I just manifesting it broad and hoping that it comes to me? It's like, no, you have to make space. Make space for the things now to set your future self up for success, okay? So I want you to start with the micro. Like on my day-to-day, this thing that I want the most, am I making space for it on a daily basis? Because I really do believe that it comes down to the daily, It really is. Because I know with a lot of things I'm manifesting right now, it is coming down to my daily practice, my morning routine, and my habits and structures. I knew when I was traveling and all over the place, I was a little bit out of alignment, just on like being super in touch with my higher self. But I was like, that's okay. Because I want to just live and travel and be and not worry about things. But it's always like this coming back to, I've got to come back to. And the easiest way that we can support ourselves is set our environment up to support us, our habits, our routines, our structures. That's been something that's taken me so way too long in life to learn how to do. But that's where I'm saying, like, set up a morning routine that's actually supporting the thing that you want to call in. Okay, this is that physical piece that I'm talking about of actually making space. Now, I want to go a little bit more spiritual and a little bit more energetic. Making space. Say you are, I want you to look at your energy. We're going to do like a little quick head to toe sweep of everything. Say you are currently manifesting a new relationship or a new friendship. Okay, you would like some more aligned friends, some more soul family friends, maybe a new partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Okay, I want you to look at your energy as a whole. And I want you to look at who is the number one person, who is consuming the most of my energy. Is it my overbearing boss who doesn't respect my boundaries? Is it somebody in my life that maybe an overbearing parent or a friend? Is it someone that feels they have 24/7 access to me? Because I know there were times where, like, I have been in friendships where all we do is hang out together and like feed off of each other, and we do everything together. We wake up together and we, like, you know, hang out and go to workout classes and da-da-da-da. But I wasn't making any space for, one, any type of alone time, or two, when the heck was I gonna have time to actually date someone when all I did was fill all of my time with friends or family or whatever? Like, I had no boundary with my time, with people that I was spending my energy. Like, I was giving them all of my energy. Your energy is this precious resource, okay? So whatever it is that you're manifesting on the relationship scale, you need to do a little quick checkpoint and say, would I actually have the time and energy to give to a partner or a new friendship that's more aligned when I have so busied myself up with everything that I'm doing right now? And here's the thing, it's totally, I do that. I really tie up a lot of my energy, but I also very consciously now create checkpoints. And I check in, I'm like, oof, a lot of energy is going there. And here's the thing, that can be okay, but am I getting that back, or am I just pouring? You know what I mean? Making space on an energetic level for a potential new relationship, friendship, person to come through, okay? Because that's a big one with manifesting love, is like, do you actually have the emotional, physical, spiritual, energetic time capacity to support this person from coming in? Because a lot of times you'd be surprised at how much energy we're giving to so many people in our life that aren't maybe giving us as much energy back, and that it's keeping us from meeting the person. And how that works is that that's really attached to our worth. Like, we are not setting those boundaries. Like, we're not respecting ourselves enough to hold a boundary with people. So the more that we can respect ourselves enough to hold that boundary, we raise our self-worth, and then we make space for the person to come into our life. Making physical space in your life. You guys, I have moved 4 times in the last 18 months, which is absolutely cuckoo bananas, but I have. Maybe it's in 2 years. I don't know, but it's been way too short. This last move, I'm like, I'm never freaking moving again, but I got 2 more moves to go. So buckle up, sister. I realized how much old, stanky energy our stuff can carry when we just like have all these like t-shirts wadded up, stuffed in a drawer in our closet, and all these just things. So many things carry so much energy, you guys. I say this, I've said this a million times on this podcast, but clothing carries energy. And how I know this is because if you pull out a certain outfit and you have like a memory tied to it, or an association or something, like, oh yeah, I remember I wore this to my cousin's wedding, and or you have a happy memory or negative memory, whatever, that's still an energy. Clothing is carrying an energy. Also, clothing carries an energy as to how we show up in the world, how we want people to see us, how we're feeling that day. Are we feeling like we want to show ourselves off? Or are we feeling we want to just be in a sweatsuit and cover ourselves up? There is so much energy that's being spoken and transmuted there, okay? I got rid of everything. It was actually chaotic. When the movers came, like, we had not prepared at all. I got rid of literally like almost all of my bathing suits. I was like, I'm throwing them all away. I'm starting over. I don't even want to take these. Some clothing I did donate to Well Dressed to do a closet sale. A lot of clothing I donated to Goodwill. Some things I just got rid of forever. It was the most liberating purge I've ever done. And I realized that I was like, I am so in this phase of letting go of all past versions of me, like past versions of me that would wear this, do this, hide in this outfit, like whatever, like all of it gone. And this is why it's so cool. And on an energetic level, I made space for, Austin was like, you're kidding me, right? I can't even make this up. I made space for, it was like, I got rid of all my workout clothes too, like old workout clothes that I didn't feel aligned with my highest version of self when I wore them. I'm like, no, got rid of those. We went to Tennessee, I think it was like right before the move, and then we came back after we had moved. Actually, my timeline, I don't know. It was like a fresh move situation. I had gotten all these packages in the mail, which I get a lot of mail, but not every single week. It just depends. Kind of comes in phases. I had gotten like bathing suit partnerships, workout clothes, workout partnerships, all of these things that I hadn't had in a while, but I made space for them, physical space. You guys hear me out. If I am so filled to the brim with all of these things, it's like I got to a point where I was like, oh, I don't even want any more stuff. I don't need any more things. Like I want to be a freaking minimalist, which LOL, I'm like a fashion girly at heart. But on some energetic level, I was signaling to the universe that I don't have room for any more things. I don't want any more things. And so I don't know. I can't give you the exact breakdown, but I just know on an energetic level, the universe was like, she doesn't need any things right now. So maybe I was in some way blocking these swim partnerships, these workout partnerships, these partnerships that were coming in as little gifts from the universe to, for me to create more content to share with you guys. And I know that feels like a small, silly example, but it was overnight. I got rid of the stuff and I had a box from this other company here in Jacksonville that was like a local company. They sent me like a whole new wardrobe of clothes that were way more aligned with where I'm at right now. And I know that if you're not an influencer, you're like, wow, I can't relate. But I'm just saying, either way, and not that people will send you free stuff, maybe they will. You never know. You could win things. The universe will surprise you, okay? But at some point, this is how it works for every aspect of your life. If you are so filled to the brim with, for me, it was stuff, right? Then you're signaling, I don't want any more stuff. And that's how it is with your manifestations. If you're signaling to the universe, like, I'm tapped out, I can't handle anymore. Okay, well then we're gonna hold your manifestation maybe until you can make a little bit of space for it to come in. And for me, maybe it was swimsuits, and that feels silly to you guys, but it was awesome because I love a free swimsuit. I go to the ocean every day and I love to swim and play, okay? So use that as a metaphor and apply it to your life and say, where am I signaling to the universe that, okay, I'm tapped? Because there is an area of your life right now that is craving a little bit of space to play and to breathe. And whether that's you taking space just for you, like for me to practice my gifts and for me to just be great, or for me to clear out stuff and to welcome in new partners and new sponsors to send me beautiful things that I can share and review. I love to find an amazing product and share it with people. It's literally like, it's what I'm here to do. Like I'm here to tell people about things. That's truly my purpose. And so, on some level, if things were slowing down or whatever, I'm like, no, I've got to open up these channels. I've got to make space. I've got to make room for this to come into my life. So I hope that I gave you guys enough examples for this to be applicable to you, because I felt just intuitively for at least the past couple of weeks, I'm like, I've got to tell AG University podcast to make some space in their life. And I want you guys to make space for greatness. And I think that I started to say that I did a reading this morning, and then I got a little bit off on a tangent per usual, but I always want this to just be like a steady flowing stream of consciousness. But coming back to doing readings every single day, as I have been doing, I have kept you guys in mind. I always say, what does AG University need to hear from me, and how can I always be a conduit of love or a messenger for them? And the thing that they were showing me today is, they're like, I say they, angels, guides, whatever word feels good for you. They were showing me to really take ownership right now in this making space and flow, like finding our flow, which for me, flow is like where I lose track of time. It's where I'm like, dancing or playing or just like out on the beach, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what time it is. Like that's our flow. We're just in that creative flow state. It's like finding our flow right now, making space for greatness to come in. That's what they were showing me too. Like there is so much greatness within all of us. We've got to allow it. There needs to be space for it to grow and to thrive. And the next part was they were showing me like, Anna Grace, you're really here to teach people to be loud and proud. And I love that so much because it's really like when I first started this podcast, I was nervous. I was afraid people were not going to accept me for my gifts or think it was crazy and weird that I was a medium. I don't know. It was terrifying. But you know what? Like I said, I was brave and the universe rewarded my bravery, and it shall reward your bravery too. Okay. I promise you. That's just law. Okay. I don't make the rules. I just tell them. And when I first started the podcast, I was timid. I was like, yeah, well, this is kind of what I do. And it's like this little thing. And it's just like a little baby. And like bringing on guests and other people to validate my perspective. But I'm like, no, I am taking ownership as my role because I know that I have the information and the knowledge and the wisdom in my brain. And if people want to listen to it, amazing. And if they don't, let them go. But I want to take ownership of this role because it starts with me being loud and proud in my role of like, this is what I do and this is who I am. I am the professor at AG University, a university I founded myself. Hell yeah. But that is the ownership that I'm taking, that I'm claiming this. Akashic Records, maybe people don't know what it is and they don't understand and whatever. But it doesn't matter because there's no one in my life knows what it is. But they love me and they're supportive of me and they're like, cool, we're so happy that you're happy, you know? Like taking ownership of what it is that you want to do. And this doesn't mean, when I say get loud and proud, this does not mean that you have to go around shouting it and telling people. This is an internal shift that happens within you, that you embody the energy and you're like, this is who I am. I dress as this person. I become this person. I am this person. I identify as this person. I introduce myself as this person. Like whatever it is that you want to do, I found that for too long, I kept one foot in and one foot out in too many places. And I am like, no, I am both feet in. I am taking ownership of this role. And I'm here to teach you to be loud and proud of what it is that you desire, what it is that you're here to do. That's your truth. That's your purpose. Okay. So it's going to start with me and I'm going to get loud and proud. And like I said, this doesn't mean that you have to literally say it loudly. We just got to show up confidently and just be assured. Like it can be a silent assuredness. But for you, the loud and proud just means that like internally, you know where you're going. You have this knowing. And that's where it's like really connecting with this knowing. So I loved that. Just like being really proud of who we are was how I interpreted the message. Just being so proud that we're unbothered. We are unbothered queens. That was how I started out the year. This was the year 2023 of just being super unbothered. And I've got on such a journey of like really navigating getting negative feedback from people who are maybe like not into this work or, you know, who knows? There's all kinds of stuff. I don't even really want to give it energy anymore. That's how I feel. Like I am just so proud of the work that I've done to get here. And I'm so proud of you guys for being on this journey with me because I know there has been so many ebbs and flows in your life and this is just super transitional time. And so just know that the more that you can be in your knowing and proud of yourself, you are going to just, your energy, it's just like your aura is going to be just so sure. And that's how I interpret it. Just like teaching people to be loud and proud of who they are. It's just like this sureness and you can access it. I can access it. We can all access it. Okay. You don't have to. Sometimes I think that we have to be like in this constant like healing journey battle, all the things. And it's like constantly uphill climb, but it's not. Like I have really owned that. Like, yes, it's great to do checkpoints and inner work and all the things, but at some point we just start claiming this is who I am and take ownership of our lives and what it is that we want to do and not allowing other people's feedback to affect us. Take ownership today. Take ownership and then ask yourself, how can I make space for this to materialize? How can I make space to become this person? How can I make space to allow this person to come into my life? How can I make space to grow in this area, to expand my gifts? Because sometimes we're just so addicted to what we've been doing, what feels good, what feels comfortable to us. We don't even know how to make space because we're like, oh, but we have to do all these things and this and this and this. But I want you to step back and say, what am I actually doing all day long? And how can I make space for the big, bold things that are going to really change my life and other people's around me? Because that's what we're here to do. I truly, 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 truly believe, I will say this, I believe people are intrinsically good. I know there's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world. I stay in my own little cozy cocoon. Yes, I will say that, but I do believe people are intrinsically good and that we are here to experience love and connection, and we're all here to heal and to help each other on this journey. Okay, that's what we're here to do. And whether that is you making mittens and selling them on Etsy, you make those mittens with love and you send a little love letter and include an affirmation and just make it beautiful. Like, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to like wake up and be the next Tony Robbins. If you are, hell fucking yeah, do it, right? But you can also just anything. You can make anything so intentional and purposeful. And I believe in you guys. And I just love you so much. So that's today. That's what I got. I really just I feel like in some way I was almost yelling a little bit. It was like love. It was like a loving, like, oh, I'm lit up. I'm motivated. I had this reading this morning. So I'm taking my power back and my ownership. Whew. Okay. So you guys, school's out for summer. Don't be sad. I'll be back in a few weeks, okay? And it'll be a new fall semester. I'm really planning on coming in with actually more solo episodes. That was the feedback that you guys got. So I'm gonna come back in. I'm gonna come in hot. And in the meantime, be sure to stay in my newsletter because I'm gonna be sending out readings even while I'm away and tons of information there. Also, don't forget Costa Rica. If you want to change your life, let's freaking change our lives. Come 6 days with me. I can't wait to see you. Also giveaway, you can win a free reading with me. I think it's everything. Okay. I love you. I love you. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Bye. As always, I just wanted to say thank you so much for tuning in. If you feel so called or if it feels aligned, I would love for you to leave me a review here. I always love reading your beautiful thoughts and messages. And also you can find me at Anna Grace Newell on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And I will link all of my courses, AG University course curriculum in the show notes, along with if you're interested in booking an Akashic Records reading with me. My scheduling link goes out in my newsletter. It goes out once a month and it's completely free. I would love to have you there. As always, I'm a proud professor and you get an A+ for making it all the way through the end. Love you.